We are still in an active weather pattern across central Oregon, and even more light snow showers are expected through tonight and tomorrow. Hey everyone, good evening. I'm Darrell Whittinger, Chief Meteorologist at Central Oregon Daily News, and we are getting ready for more of those snow showers to push into the high desert tonight, specifically through those AM hours. So let's do a deep dive into your most reliable forecast. We're going to take a look at what's been happening, what changes are on the way, and how those changes are really going to impact our forecast, not just through tonight and Thursday, but through the next several days. Starting off with what we've been seeing today, we got started under tons of sunshine, some clouds, and it was cold with teens and some 20s. Right now, big change up. Whole lot of cloud cover across the high desert and snow falling through the Cascades. In our lower elevations, there have been some snow showers, just not a lot. And just to put it all into perspective for you through the next couple of days, as we stay in this active weather pattern, we're looking at some limited impacts across central Oregon from snow. The higher elevations, some minor to moderate impacts. But here tonight is when some of those snow showers start to roll in. So as of right now, we don't see too much across the high desert. In fact, there are even some areas where we see shadows in some of these cameras, like at Cooley Road and Bend, and that's indicative of in and out clouds. So when we look up in the higher elevations, that's where we finally see a little bit of snow that's already falling. We have snow on the road at St. Anne Pass, as well as Century on the way up to Bachelor. Government Camp and Willamette Pass both have wet roads. There's been a little bit of melting, but as temperatures are quickly falling below freezing, a refreeze is expected. So as of as of right now, it says 5 p.m., but I just got these numbers. We've had 2 to 7 inches of snow through the Cascades, a higher number up at Hoodoo, bringing us above 2 feet. At Hoodoo, 28 inches. Now through tonight, another 1 to 4 inches through the Cascades are expected. In fact, some of the forecast models are really showing it's closer to that 4-inch marker, but this forecast model that I have in here just says 1 to 2 inches. Now through tonight, we get cold tomorrow, topping out in the 20s once again, so that real winter feel is here to stay, at least for a little while longer. And Thursday at a glance, this graphic actually shows some light snow showers early tomorrow morning, and then with periods of clearing, more scattered snow through the day. Notice temperatures only topping out in the mid to some upper 30s, and we are expecting some moderate mountain snow totals to come out of this, but for many of us in our lower elevations, just a trace of snow. But we'll see the snow showers, we'll have some slick roads, but we're not looking at too much in the way of totals. But through Diamond Lake Junction as well as Willamette Pass, we are getting some snow on the road. Willamette Pass about 2 to 5 inches, Diamond Lake Junction 4 to 8, St. Anne Pass 4 to 8 inches, and Government Camp also clocking in at 4 to 8 inches. But by 7 a.m., we are looking at some snow on the road across most of the high desert. Looks like around Madras, you see a little bit of green with that blue, and that even gets down into Warm Springs. And but through the rest of the Warm Springs Reservation, there is some snow. However, that just means some slick roads are expected. And because of this, the National Weather Service does have a winter weather advisory until 10 a.m. Thursday for the east slopes of the Cascades. Where we are expecting snow, we're not looking at much in the way of totals till you get to those higher elevations. That's where up to about 7 inches of snow expected, and that's just through tonight. That doesn't even include through the day tomorrow. That ends at 10 a.m. on Thursday. So satellite and radar does show that we have a lot of cloud cover over the high desert. There have been snow showers working their way through the Cascades, including the passes, but for the most part, the bulk of this moisture is still either along the coastline or out over the Pacific Ocean. And this low, you can actually see really good visualization of that low pressure center continuing to spin counterclockwise rotation, pumping more of that Pacific moisture right into the Pacific Northwest. And we are experiencing some changes from that. In fact, the temperatures alone today did not go very far. On top of that, we've also had more clouds, and some of these snow showers are still rolling in, and there's abundant moisture. Looking at water vapor and pressure. Pressure actually shows stronger winds out over the Pacific Ocean, but that's also where we have a slightly drier air mass. So today it has been breezy. Through the rest of this evening, we're partly to mostly cloudy. After midnight, some snow starts to roll in. Snow showers become scattered and then widespread at times, but we're even looking at periods of clearing through the day tomorrow. And then by 4 a.m. on Friday, we actually still have some cloud cover, still have some flurries Then we're back to more sunshine by the afternoon, getting into the evening. So ultimately, as we go forward through the next couple of days, we still have that chance of snow. Are we expecting high totals? No. In the mountains, are we going to boost that snowpack? Absolutely. And some driving through the passes could become tricky at times. Right now, we have moderate humidity across the high desert, and temperatures, look at this, highs in the last 24 hours, 30s. Freezing in Sun River with a few 40s on the map currently. We're sitting in the 30s. Many of us already below freezing in Sister, Sun River, and Lapine, also in Paulina, but at 42 degrees in Warm Springs and 30s for most. That puts us between 1 degree warmer and 4 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago, and tonight we're just getting cold again. 20s with some teens out there, and tomorrow we stay chilly. Snow showers are going to be off and on through the day. Now we're going to look at a different forecast model. This one just focuses on temperatures at the surface, and you can see those streamlines, the direction of flow when it comes to the winds. Now Thursday, it'll be colder to start with some slick roads and a light breeze. By the afternoon, still looking at some of that scattered snow, highs mostly in the 30s. By Friday, 30s with some 40s. More PM sunshine is expected, and winds are still at a light breeze. By Saturday, a warm front pushes through. This brings more clouds, no precipitation, and a mixture of sunshine and clouds is expected, but highs in the 40s for most. Now, between now and Saturday at 11 p.m., we are looking at some snow through the Cascades, even some totals in our lower elevations, but we're going to come back to that, and that's in advance of our next system. The next one rolls through Sunday and Monday, but by then, we had a warming trend. That warming trend brings us back in through the 40s, reaching into the 50s, and then bam, another front pushes through. That one brings rain and snow showers, a dip in temperatures, and stronger winds. So our forecast model actually shows that here through the overnight hours, that snow rolls in. It's going to be off and on snow showers through Thursday. By Friday, we start off with some flurries. This one is similar to the high resolution forecast model I showed you earlier, but by the afternoon and evening, that's when we're looking at mostly clear conditions. Saturday, in and out cover as that warm front pushes through. Sunday, we are back to rain and then snow showers. In fact, when we go ahead and look at the long range forecast model, this one is it's called the GFS, and it goes out further, but it's not as high of resolution through central through the forecast. So what we're looking at is Sunday going into Monday, rain and snow showers, and then that becomes snow showers, especially Monday night going into Tuesday, and we're still in an active weather pattern as we get to this time next week. So let's talk totals. Between now and 11 p.m. on Friday, we're looking at just some light totals, maybe getting up to 4 to 6 inches through the Cascades, and ultimately a different one actually shows a little bit more in the mountains, but altogether we are expecting most of the snow to stay in the Cascades. Could get a trace to maybe 3 inches in the lower elevations by next week. That next system brings more mountain snow. So winds, they've been a little gusty today and out of the west, and as far as the actual wind speeds, about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Earlier, it was 10 to 20 miles per hour. Now tonight we're looking at a light breeze. By tomorrow, just breezy at times. Then look at this. By Friday, we're still looking at mostly a light breeze. Gusts could get up to 20 miles per hour. That's when we get our clearing. So for tonight, 20s with some teens. Snow showers roll in after midnight. By Thursday, we're looking at 30s with a few 40s. Snow showers are expected with a little bit of wintry mix in some of our lower elevations. And this off and on snow shower activity really continues until Friday morning when we start to get that clearing. Then a warming trend. By Sunday, 50s and 40s. And then our next system rolls into the region. Winds get gusty and more mountain snow is expected. So just to recap for you, our weather headlines for this Wednesday, February the 18th. This chilly pattern, it persists with more off and on snow showers, but brighter conditions and warming all expected for this week. And we just have to get through a couple more days of this winter pattern that's staying with us for a little bit longer. Mountain snow is expected, some totals, meaning tough driving conditions a couple times during the next 24 hours. That's the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News while the latest headlines and your most reliable forecasts. See you then.